Come on. Hey, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go to? Where do you want to go to? Figure out.
A video of a young man beaten by a group of locals have emerged from Ghana on the internet via social media. He was beaten with sticks, beaten severely that this young man screamed for his life.
Where do you want to go to? Where do you want to go to? Figure out.
As he called on Solomon, who happens to be one of the named men in this video. This is one video where you begin to wonder, where is our humanity? Even though we do not agree, even though we do not, believe or say the same creed, but where do we draw a line to our humanity as being human beings, as being people who have been traumatized and understand what trauma goes through? Everyone knows what trauma is. Everyone has a different kind of trauma. We understand what pain and fear is, but not having sympathy, killing our consciousness because we disagree on certain lifestyles, choice, and creed is what is called alarming. With me is Kelechi Achafo, and I remain your host, Chimereze Henry Ahonaya, and welcome to Breaking News Wahala. Mr. Kelechi, what do you have to say? You've seen that video. What do you have to say concerning that video?
Yeah, thank you very much. I saw the video, so for me, I will try and break it down the best way I can. So when I saw that video, first thing that came through my mind is, I don't know, I'm not sure, so there's no details around the video, but me just judging, I feel like this is not a case, just me, you could drop your own opinion, but this is not a case of keto from outside the zone. From the way that guy was being beaten, and from the way it seemed like in that video, I don't know what came to my mind first when I watched that video was that I think that the guy, it was a bunch of, let's just call them, maybe they were working together, maybe group of Yahoo boys, group of whatever, maybe they were
friends
the same way, friends or something. Yeah, they were just a group, a bunch of, and then one of them happened to be making advances towards another person among the group, and they were just trying to watch the word. So maybe that one has been complaining about it, and they tried to, okay, fine, let's lure him and let's see what he will do. And when he came, so he decided to, then when he was trying to do it in secret, and they busted them. I decided to deal with that the other friend, because from the way it seemed, there was a woman that was in the next door neighbor that seemed to be next door neighbor, and she seemed not to intervene. Seemed to have she even ran inside the house back when the boys were moving. And from the way they were moving, especially the guy, it did not seem to be making, it did not seem to make for what's the word, escape or someone, I don't know. Maybe it was because the person that would have expected him to go to was towards the gate, and probably maybe the gate would be locked, and then but it felt like he was just, what's the word, just trying to, appeal to them, talk to them. It was fine. The way it felt like after when they stopped beating him, it felt like he was going to sit around, hang around. Just like this was a case of maybe somebody making advances towards somebody within their friend zone, and they felt like, how can you do this? You want to fuck my ass, you want to fuck Anos, maybe they always talk, you want to fuck me, you want those words, the F word. Sorry for using the F word on YouTube, but all those words, and that's what happened. For me, I just feel like, so if that's the case, then my opinion and my judgment would be if you're a member of the community, no matter it's if somebody says no, no means no. You trying to watch the word, advance toward them and feeling like no is try harder. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prize. So I feel like it's winning a stupid prize if you play this kind of stupid game. But just
is this not what some of us call converting? We hear so many committee members say, "Oh, I converted this person. This person has straight dude, but I know my techniques of converting a straight dude."
Yeah, exactly. I feel like this is the case. Yeah, for me, to be honest, I think I maybe took the words out of my mind. This is the case of, I don't like to use the word converting, because I feel like converting, we are not, what's the word? You are not trying to convert people. We are not church people. I don't want to mention a particular church. We are not them that believes in converting.
Do you mean Jehovah's Witness?
When people say that converting, I don't know. That's why I don't want to mention a name. Those look as if we don't convert people. It just sounds weird. It sounds bonkum to me. You can't convert people. You can only appeal to people's conscience, and people are the one that can make that decision to be what they want to believe in. But that's what they feel like in converting. This is a case of converting. Like, we play stupid games. We win stupid prizes. This has been his prize for playing a stupid game among him and his friends. And that's what happens to most of it. I feel like with the age of social media, with the age of people, what's the word, telling people their problem and not willing to hide it. No, come with this whereby people say certain things to them, they'll feel ashamed to tell it to people. But we've seen people now becoming much more bold and open about what people say at them, what people say to them, and they tell their friends and tell their people. But if this is not the case of, and this is the case of Kito, I feel like justice, I would say justice should be served, but in this case, who will serve the justice? Nobody. We're crying for justice, for justice, for justice. And just like in this case, it's just quite sad, and it shows the way, what's the word? The community is just being stigmatized and being, denominated. And I would just be surprised if this happens to be a case of Kito, because it's just rather strange. I know this is not the worst case I will see, but this would be a worst case. The fact that there's a woman next door, and the fact that this guy is shouting so loud, and then nobody can, in the compound or in the entire neighborhood, can come to his rescue. I feel like it would be very shocking for me. Very, very shocking. For me, this is a case of it being a Kito case. But I feel like this is a case of friends sleeping with each other, and that's why I could shout for help and go so loud, but they never really cared. They never stopped the flogging, because I felt like they really have a strong, a strong reason for them beating. In case people came, they'll be like, oh, he was trying to sleep with one of our friends. Imagine you as a friend sleeping with us, and we can trust you. And that's the way I just saw it. That's the way that video appeared and felt to me. Unless somebody can give an inside story, you hear more about it. Over to you, Chimere.
For me, the language being spoken in the video suggests this happened in Ghana, and this definitely is true. I'm not that strong in Ghanaian language, but when it's being spoken, I kind of can tell this is true or this is a Ghanaian dialect. Secondly, I think with the anti-gay law bill being passed in Ghana, we're going to see a lot of these kind of assaults happening. And the question is, where do you run to? Do you go to the police? Hell no, you can't go to the police, because the police are the ones passing the law. You can't go to the government, because hell no, the government is the one passing the law. So the question is, how do we call for policing of LGBTQ members in a place where being homosexual is criminalized? How do we also handle, how do NGOs go in? We've always criticized the NGOs in Nigeria, and firsthand, I always criticize them because, one, I don't see results from what they do. The only thing I see them do is hand up condoms and lubricants, and I think that will be the same thing happening in a country like Ghana. But to my Ghanaian community, I think even with this law being passed, look at Nigeria as an example. See how our LGBT community has been subjected, imprisoned, and almost extincted out of existence. I think NGOs, activists, and Ghanaians living abroad, sort out this video. Take details from these videos, give it to your local humanitarian organizations. This is not just a crime of sexuality, but this is a crime of human rights violations. We should call a spade a spade. He was beaten with a stick. He could have been killed.
Are you talking about, 2 minutes, are we talking about the same Ghana where they demolished the LGBT safe house?
We are talking about the same Ghana. So I feel...
Are we talking about the same Ghana where they murder community members and nothing is being done?
Oh, you're upside down, Mr. Kelechi. Yes, we are talking about the same Ghana where, where they demolished their...
Yeah,
we are talking about the same Ghana. But what I'm saying in essence is that even though
the same Ghana, they have no strong activists, just like Nigeria, they have water leave activists. Are we talking about the same Ghana?
This is the time for the water leave activists to emerge. This is the time for the water leave activists to become solid activists. This is the time for the people who could not speak to speak, and those who have the capacity to speak should also speak. This is the time for us to begin to look for how to police ourselves in this community. I cannot share the same body because I don't live in Nigeria or Ghana anymore, so I don't know. But as a person who has been tortured, a person who has gone through the same trauma that this guy is going through, I can tell you that these traumas never go and they never disappear. They ruin a person's life forever. So the best thing we can do is to find ways to prevent this from happening. If it means you will not see any other person, you will not sleep with anybody, you isolate yourself from the LGBTQ community for your own safety, I think it is wise. If these activists are not talking and we don't have a community, I think it is wise to police yourself by yourself. Do your own investigation. Carry out your own what is it called? Carry out your own cases. Go to the law court. Find justice for yourself. You don't need to wait for, we've been told so long we should wait for Jesus to come and save us, or we should wait for God to come and save us, or leave vengeance to God. I do agree, leave vengeance to God. But what God has given you with your hands, use your hand. You don't pray to open doors, you open doors. You don't pray to put water in your mouth. You hold a cup and fetch water and drink water. So it's high time we begin to police ourselves. And it's high time we begin to study the law. How many of us as community members even know what the Constitution says? How many of us know what Lagos police, when it comes to even same-sex or other type of sex, do we know what the states say concerning the laws? We need to educate ourselves. We need to protect ourselves. We need to police ourselves. That's it for me. Mr. Kelechi, any last words from you?
No, my last word is still the fact that no matter how much we try to push, we see that a lot of the activists and a lot of the organizations are still what we call them sleeping beauty. Even now, they are no longer sleeping beauty. They have become a sleeping amoeba. Because if he's sleeping beauty, she would have woken up by now. The sleeping beauty never slept for an entire year. So this one, they are sleeping from when we've been talking about it till now. They are still, so it's now sleeping amoeba for our NGOs and the rest of them. So I just wish well, because it seems like it's becoming gradually to a point by it's happening in Nigeria, and you cannot get justice. Because even for Dave's issue, I was still talking about it during the what's the word, a kind of get together that we had. We said it was not get together, it was a training, but we decided to just get together and talk about some things happening. And I told him, I said, it's quite funny that Dave's issue, despite the fact that they had a lead, they had a suspect, the main suspect, they had what's the word thing, somebody died. They could not even get it to court. Even if the case has been thrown away, it would have been better. They could not secure it, like keep that case to even become a court case. I said, at least once upon a time in the Nigerian community, somebody died, and we came in, we got justice, we went to court. Maybe community members to come to the court hearing, they'll give court dates. Even if the trial goes on for like, let's say 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, no matter how long it goes, I'll tell you that we went to court to sustain this case, and we saw it happen. No single form of adjustment, no Kito that has been arrested and brought to the tell you they arrested Kito, they nabbed Kito. No one has been taken to court and even tried, and we convict and say, okay, put their face and say, you know what, we have tried to secure 2 arrests and 2 convictions for this Kito. If you continue with that kind of stuff, before you know from 10 to become, then you just, but it is well. Let's not talk. When we continue to talk, it just gets more depressing. Yeah, that's it for me. 2 minutes, I'm done.
Like I said, it's our time we begin to police ourselves, and that is from that it is that is Jesus Christ. Like I said, it's our time we begin to police ourselves, and that is it from this episode. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Comment what you think. Is it only us in Kiwi Talk that are seeing these things? Are we the only people that are angry about the situation of LGBT members in Nigeria? Right, comment. I'm sorry, but let me just say the truth. Comment. It's that time you stop being quiet. We are tired of gentlemen. Every gentleman, skip your side. But like I said, like, share, and subscribe. And I remain Chimereze Henry, and you've been watching Breaking News. Wahala. Peace out.